Comparing the cyber frauds happening that now after COVID it got increased 200% or 300%.
So customers are attacked mainly from SMS, through email, through browsing, through social media. So whenever they are accessing these sites, they have to be careful.
Never store your password in your Chrome or something like that. Like usually, like most people, like what they do is like they store their password, right? Like we should like do some sort of a sanity check. We should maintain that one.
Social media disclose whatever our date of birth, our relative information or our personal information, we have to limit in social media. The OTP they are taking and doing the fraudulent transactions. So I request everyone not to download any app through WhatsApp. We are unable to narrow down the gaps between the time of transaction and the movement of the funds. Earlier we used to have only internet banking, mobile banking transactions. Now no one's going for internet banking, mobile banking. Everyone using UPI. AI-based attacks, starting from phishing and many by exploiting that human trust.
The NewIndianExpress.com and Dinamani.com joins hands with IOB to present CyberShield 360. Associate partner TNSC Bank, knowledge partner SA College Arts and Science, and media partner the New Indian Express Group. According to the Indian Cybercrime Coordination Center or the I4C, Indians are set to lose 1.2 lakh crore rupees to cybercrime this year. Banking frauds have increased dramatically. As account holders, we have the duty to get information wherever we can so we can keep vigilant against these types of frauds. So today we will be talking to 3 experts as part of the Cybersecurity Awareness Program of the New Indian Express CyberShield 360. Let me introduce you to our 3 experts. Okay, gentlemen, welcome to this program. Thank you for accepting our invitations and coming here to share your valuable expertise.
Hello, good morning. Myself Radhakrishnan from Indian Overseas Bank. I am working as a CISO for the bank and I am taking care of cyber security.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Hello, sir. Good morning. I'm Sree Lakshmi Narayanan. I'm the Chief Technology Officer of ELCOT. So we manage the data center, like where our government applications are getting hosted, and also like we take care of the policies, the government IT policies as such.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, Madhul. I am a senior consultant for National E-Governance Division coming under MIT and representing TNeGov.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Madhul. Okay, now for the first question, I have a very open-ended question to all 3 of you. I would like to know all your perspectives with regard to this question. What are the patterns that you see evolving in the banking sector with respect to cybercrime in the past few years? Let's start with you, Mr. Radhakrishnan.
Good morning, New Indian Express team. It is very happy to celebrate the Cyber Awareness Month as per the government directive, and we made the arrangement with New India Express for a month-long celebration. It is very well started from October 1st to October 31st. Happy to start with. First time we are made a assignment with the New India Express for spreading the cyber awareness among the public, and already we are doing among the staff members and many social initiatives we are taken. But the first time we are going on broader way for a newspaper advertisement and videos releasing and webinar and so many competitions for students. It is very happy to see that. Coming to your point, now government initiative of in I4C, we say that I4C, Indian Cybercrime Coordination Center. You are telling now, comparing the cyber frauds happening that now after COVID it got increased 200% or 300% that spread way. Prior to COVID, not that much cybercrime, only card-based fraud will be there. Nowadays, all sophisticated attacks, AI-based attacks, starting from phishing and many by exploiting the human trust. That is the tactics of the new
Social engineering.
social engineering by exploiting the trust, like deepfake technologies and other than investment frauds and loan lending apps. These are the broader things nowadays happening, because most of the previous generation technical gaps are addressed by not only banking, in all the industries. It is plugged nowadays that all new sophisticated attacks are on the fray. And for that, our CERTIN and I4C taking many initiative, including that I4C portal, that NCRF portal 1930, and the Cybercrime portal for immediate reporting the incidents, so that now golden hours, within the golden hours we can block. Otherwise, nowadays that so many wallets are there that the fraudsters are immediately transferring funds. Once the fraud done, then the funds are moving here and there, including cross border. That stopping it will become very difficult. So now also the API in multi-bank environment, we can block the account at any time. That facility also now recently that I4C brought up, and most of the banks are already onboarded on that.
Thank you.
Yeah,
thank you, sir. Sree?
Yeah. So thanks to Indian Express for organizing such an event actually. Second thing is right. So for everyday's life, right? We have been slow, we have been lot integrated with the technologies nowadays actually. So for day-to-day operations as such. So having said so, we can't deny such a the leverage that the technology provides. And also in addition, we also have a risk associated with it. We also have to mitigate those risks as well. Either the risk can be mitigated or it can be transferred. As Sir said, as the technology evolves, after COVID-19, or I would say it as after advancement of new technologies as such. Okay, when I say new technologies, cloud computing as such. Earlier in the past, for setting up a server farm, it was too difficult actually. I need to set up a physical infrastructure somewhere in some physical locations, and it would require some time actually. Now, with the advent of cloud computing, it's a lot easier for any attacker as such. They can quickly set up a server farm anywhere in the world actually. They can mimic an environment as such. They are sitting somewhere in Switzerland or somewhere within India actually. It is very difficult to attack. So there are some sort of a mitigation technologies as such. So as you see across, right, I'm representing ELCOT here. So we are a state nodal agency, and we were the first one to introduce across the cybersecurity policy in 2020. And we did some revision in last year, 2024 as well. So we accounted across few other factors as well, in lines with three principles only. Three principles of security are very very simple actually. One is confidentiality, integrity, and availability. So having said so, that all these three pillars actually as such, it's common across all the industries as such. Banking, say for example, if I go to any other industries, probably education department or anything. So the same thing only, the cyber policy, whatever that has been introduced by ELCOT as such, it's universally applicable. Only thing is in different forms. We would have put across an institutional framework. What it applies over to other industries as such, it's kind of an educational framework, educational cybersecurity framework, and other stuff as such.
Okay, thank you, Sree. Mr. Madhul?
Thank you, Indian Express, for inviting me to the event. I am glad to participate on behalf of Tamil Nadu E-Governance Agency. So regarding this cyber fraud and the amount of fraud involved in this cyber crimes is evolving, because the technology is also evolving. Similar to banking site, they can clone a similar kind of site, and the technology has evolved, so we can create fake sites, and it's very easy to spoof the citizens. So the amount of fraud happening is increasing. So government is taking initiatives on the cybercrime from MeitY, and we have certain and state level also we have a certain committee to immediately respond to the events. And this can be avoided. This awareness has to be there on the individual level. Even though we take the initiative, it has to be on the individual level. Like suppose you check any SMS or mails, so think of what is its really intended purpose is for you. So by this way, it can be avoided from the scratch. So by creating training and awareness program, it should be done to all the employees as well as to the public as well. It's responsible of each and every citizen to have their own awareness, have their money safe.
Thank you, Mr. Madhul. All your answers were brilliant. Different perspectives, joined to form expertise is what I believe. Okay, Mr. Radhakrishnan, coming to another banking question. What are the main pain points or difficulties faced by the banks of India regarding reporting cyber crimes or finding such scams? What are the main difficulties?
So now you see government initiative, they are very importance given to financial inclusion. Digital initiative to everyone, every citizen it should reach. That is the motto of the government. So every financial industry already many product they are deployed, and customers also for ease of doing things, many initiative taken by various bank and various investment taken place, and including that UPI, you know now how everyone in the root level, grassroots level, everyone using that. So speed. At the same time, with the convenience, the way the frauds are happening, you see that now we are unable to narrow down the gaps between the time of transaction and the movement of the funds. That way, that rate of transactions are getting increased every day. Every bank is having struggled with the earlier. We used to have only internet banking, mobile banking transactions. Now no one's going for internet banking, mobile banking. Everyone using UPI. Now recently also NPCI recent global fintech festival happened in last week. They are going to roll out some more UPI things. Whatever transaction nowadays you are putting the PIN, now it is going to be facial recognition. Immediately you can go to facial recognition, and including the business transactions. Earlier you can do only individual transactions only through UPI. For business also you can single person only can do. Now for corporate also they are bringing UPI. Maker checker concept. Even corporate also can do the UPI transaction. Such way that many initiatives in the government also taking now as biometric authentication also coming under UPI category. Recently their product they are launched in last week GFF festival. Most probably every bank will adopt within a month or two. That way we have to at the same time we have to educate the customer. That is the responsibility of everyone. Now human is the weakest link as far as the in general. So whatever the human trust exploited by fraudsters, nowadays that as per the number of complaints and the number of amount wise, if you see that in investment scam, whatever that share market investment, other things, mutual fund investment, some lot of frauds have happened, came there. That also it is not in Indian app. It is not a recognized app as well. Various other cross-border countries are floated the various loan app and various investment offers. People are tempted to invest. That amount is now almost 70-80%. All other category scams, phishing, all coming in only thousands or 10,000 or 20,000. These investment scams become 20 lakhs, 30 lakhs, 50 lakhs, like that. The people are dumping the money. Finally, they are frustrated. After some time, they realize that it is fake investment we made. Meantime, that the investment are taken away from India itself. This is the major crime now. That whatever you are telling, that the amount which you see, that investment fraud is topper in India.
So when you as you told, a lot of this is happening cross-border.
Yes.
It's not just happening in India. We are getting a lot of these scams are happening from countries that lie far, far away from India.
Yeah.
So one of the main issue, do you think that jurisdiction is a huge issue because our laws are not applicable in those countries?
Jurisdiction also, there is another way that people are using. They are misusing money mule accounts. They are as some Indian account they are opening in India. They are without knowing the people are sharing their personal details, PA details, including Aadhaar card, PAN card. They are opening the account. They are handing over the accounts to the fraudsters. Fraudsters are misusing. Once we are investigation agents are finding who is the root cause for that, finally some Indians are in the loop. These are some of the challenges. Now government also taking very serious steps for cross-border transactions as well.
So an inclusive but a strict approach is what is required right now. Because we need to include everyone. We need to give these options to everyone, but we also have to bring out stringent measures so that frauds like this. That is what you are asking for. Yes. Okay.
Now for that only that I4C also collaborating with RBI for making various SOPs and how to curb this menace.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Radhakrishnan. Sree, my question to you is that in this age of where there is accelerating amount of UPI payments. There is by hour, it's accessible to everyone, rural India, urban India, everywhere. And we all know the risks that come with this. As the number of transactions increase, there is more risk to it. There is more risk that you will fall prey to a scam. So how do we balance innovation and safety? How do we balance innovation and security, our own security? How do we do that?
The technology risk as such needs to be handled through technology only, right? So there is like two ways of doing it actually. Like one, like we have like an institutional responsibility, and we have personal responsibility. Institutional responsibilities can be managed by like different entities, like it includes governments, it includes private banks, and they will be taking care of like some sort of a proactive mechanism. And there is some sort of a personal responsibility as well. Like we as citizens, we also need to be aware of what is getting shared actually. In the past, probably a decade back, like what we would be using for the web interface as such, the web portals would be, it's more of an informational. I go to my like TNPC results for checking my results, right? That's the maximum that we'll do. We'll go to IRCTC and we'll register my for a train or something like that, right? We'll do. Now we have been slowly integrated with the Facebook and other Instagram and other things. We have started slowly sharing our personal and confidential information as well. There is a risk associated with it actually. So there is two ways of doing it. One, like we should be aware of what is getting shared actually. There should be a privacy settings that is available across in all the platforms. So we have to make sure that one, whatever the information that we share across with different platforms, we have to ensure that one, what is getting shared and what is getting publicized actually. We should not be sharing something that is more important to us. As simple as that one, mobile number is the most critical thing right now. If I know someone's mobile number, I could be able to send across an SMS through some sort of any cloud as such. We have to make sure that one, certain sanity checks are done by the individuals as such before even posting something. And second thing is, like earlier I mentioned about like we can handle technology through technology only. Technology risk needs to be handled through technology only. We have to make sure that one, like we have multi-factor authentication. When I say multi-factor authentication, there are like different things as such. We have to make sure that one, like though CAPTCHA is there, we have to integrate also with the SMS or email things. So by default, it may not be there. We have to ensure that one, like we have an additional layer of security that is also available through some sort of an authenticator apps. Anyways, all the government organization, banking applications are providing that support. Not all the citizens may not be aware of that one. They might be skipping it. We have to ensure that one, we use those technologies as well, like whenever like we do such sort of transactions. That is one way of doing it actually. And second thing is, we also ensure that one, there is an authenticity in what are the information that we are getting across. As sir mentioned, like information can come from various sources, right? It might look like indianbank.net actually, like that N should have been like put somewhere else actually, right? In the urgency, like we wouldn't have interpreted that one. A common citizen may not be understanding it. Indianbank.com and a difference between the Indian B and K.
The slightest
difference
could make a huge difference.
It makes a huge difference actually. Like we will be like some sort of we will be fooled by like such sort of entities. Like when we click on it, it may not go into the indianbank.com. It might go into some other site actually. We in a hurry might be putting our username and password. That might be captured across actually. So that is one way of doing it actually. Like second thing is, there is a need of some sort of a technology awareness also needs to be there. It is very difficult to impart across for 100 million customers like all the technologies as such. We shouldn't be porting across all the things, but like certain sanity checks actually. That's the reason like banks are putting across SSL certificates actually, right? So SSL certificates, there ensures that one, like that it corresponds to a particular bank actually. It's some sort of an indication. If a company is getting registered to a government entity, because like every organization needs to be registered with government as such. Similarly, every website also needs to be registered with a certificate authority, right? So when like for that, SSL certificate is the only source of truth actually. So we have to ensure that one, like it is following HTTPS actually, as simple as that one. So like if you see across the browser, like there will be a certificate icon which indicates that one, the certificate is genuine actually. So those are the things that general public also should be aware of. Saying that one, like if I go to any bank actually, I won't be going to an anonymous bank and they'll be putting my money. I'll be going to a trusted sources only, like so probably Indian Bank, SBA Bank. Like I know which are the things that are available in the market. Similarly, like I should be also knowing like which are the sites that I can trust upon actually. This is one way of trusting it actually.
So attention must be paid to the slightest detail. That is the only way we can combat this.
Combat this one, and there should be some sort of a sanity checks as well. So never store your password in your Chrome or something like that. Like usually, like most people, like what they do is like they store their password actually, right? Like we should like do some sort of a sanity check. We should maintain that one, some sort of hygiene, like safety hygiene, like is followed on a day-to-day basis, at least to an extent. It's very difficult actually nowadays, but at least to a maximum possible extent, like we will try to do. At least like whenever we are visiting some critical sites like banking sites or like any some sort of a financial transactions.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Madhul, what would you say is the role of academia and research centers that could potentially help banks? What are their roles in this whole scenario, in this scenario of cyber fraud, in this how to combat this cyber fraud?
From the academics, okay, there are separate specialized courses on cybersecurity. People are taking that as a specialized courses even in undergraduate level itself. So such kind of programs will enable students right from the scratch itself. So whenever they get into the development or their career, they know self that they have to be cyber aware.
What about research centers? I think a lot of
Research centers are focusing on like IIT Madras or something. They are coming on future, like in future there are technologies evolving like quantum computing, which can break this encryption. So even cybersecurity attackers will mainly focus on such kind of areas where it is easier to break this RSA key encryptions. Even though we have all these systems through SSH or everywhere, it's easier to break this public-private key pair because of this quantum computing. So the researchers, they are actually started working on that to have the systems more secure. Post quantum, how it will be, how we should be resilient to the quantum computing attacks as well.
Thank you, Madhul. Thank you very much.
In research field nowadays, not only that coming is IDRBT also doing that whatever cyber resilience related research done by IDRBT as well, including one more institution is there, NCIAPC, National Critical Information Infrastructure Protection Center. It is coming under Prime Minister Office. So they are also having one NCR framework for India. They brought in. Nowadays, RBI for banks, we are seeing that the RBI framework, whatever RBI regulatory and cyber security we are following. In addition to that, most of the banks nowadays they are doing depository services also. SEBI guidelines also we have to follow. SEBI also separate cyber security guidelines is there. And apart from that, now government also told each financial institution do some assignment with colleges or institutions, premier institute like IIT Madras like that, for motivating cyber awareness or cyber creativeness. They are conducting hackathon.
Okay.
Now each bank is sponsoring some of the premier institute in every year. They are allotted some months.
Okay, for a hackathon.
Hackathon for students. So now started one by one. We are also this year we are done. So most probably now every bank is doing on their term. They are given 1 month.
Okay.
But next year we are planning to involve. Now this time we are controlled one of the college in Chennai. In future, we are planning that common all Chennai colleges we are bringing under hackathon. It went well. Some of the product vein checking that for ATM transaction vein mapping also found out some our students are explored.
Biometric.
Vein. So it is very well appreciated. Now Global FinTech Festival also that students we sponsored to participate on behalf of our bank.
Hopefully, a lot more innovations will come in this.
Now students are also very interested. So banks are also recognizing their by rewards and financial assistance for doing the project.
Yes, absolutely.
Many innovative things it is on.
Yes, as I said, research centers and all. A lot of this is very much required at a stage like this. Okay, Mr. Radhakrishnan, I am my next question to you again from the in the banking sector. What steps are Indian banks taking with regard to training their personnel and using technology to fight this issue, the cybercrime issue?
So nowadays, every bank is deployed a security operations center, and whatever latest sophisticated security tools, every bank is deployed. So that in training part, in recruitment itself, we are going for some specialized trained people from the market. Apart from that, some of the security certifications also is there, like CISA and CISSP and CEH. So many technical parts are there. Now that awareness is not there in India for cyber awareness courses. Many engineering colleges are there, but only very few having that cyber security courses. That in this market, very good opportunity is there for student to join and
No, but what do you have internalized courses within the banks for such training?
for internalists, no. Internalists, we are arranging some expertise from external, like Big Four, EY or PwC. Some expertise we will call, some forensic session also will conduct. In addition to that, government also, CERTIN also conducting tabletop exercise to the staff members. And competition also they are making like cyber drill. The cyber hackathon also our government doing now. Every bank is participating in that team, and they are recognizing highest who's ever able to control that, find out that drill attack pattern.
Yes. What about technology? How do you use technology? How to beat cybercrime? I think you need you need to beat technology. We need to be more technologically
Yes.
efficient
Now,
than that.
every 6 months the technologies are getting changed. So it is continuous improvement is very much required for capacity improvement. Bank also recognizing various financial assistance to staff members to do the multinational certifications. But now ISAGA conducting ISAC, risk like that. So many exams is there. All the fees reimbursed by the bank, respective banks, because the fee structure also very high, and ongoing maintenance also every bank is sponsoring to the employees. In addition to that, various sessions we are conducting, and tabletop exercise we are arranging for all the employees, and including IDRBT also quarterly basis they are doing some cyber drill for each bank, and awarding as per their category, whether which rank they are in. And in addition to that, every bank now started that red teaming exercise. How the attacker will attack that ankle, and outside they will try to attack each bank, and that bank has to behave as blue team. We have to defend. Simulations exercise many that is very much required nowadays. So in addition, in futuristic now we are now thinking of that quantum that QQID also we are thinking to explore in the coming years. Meantime, whatever quantum encryption coming also, we are gradually built in that facial recognition in all of our transactions. Something attack happened also, no one can biometric misuse, no one can make. So we are including start with utterance marking, we are enabled for all the staff members facial recognition. Once they enter the premises, automatically their utterance automatically getting captured nowadays. So we are going to bring in all the modules of the other financial transaction as well for facial things.
Okay, Sree, so coming to my next question, what kind of an impact do you think is happening to customer confidence and customer confidence with respect to these scams? When such scams happen, what kind of a hit does customer confidence and brand reputation take?
Okay. So it's kind of a reactive mechanism, right? So whenever like a customer faces like such sort of an cybercrime attacks as such, so like there'll be panic in it actually. Like probably like I lost my like 10,000 things like which I have like probably like earned for a month actually. If it is lost to him, like it is a lot of money to him actually. So like that's where like already most of the Indian banks or any entities as such, they are like proactive, like there is something called as I said earlier, like it needs to be handled through technology only, like such sort of incidents. There is something called as fraud analytics as such. So credit for the fraud analytics as such. Whenever like it happens outside India, any transactions happens outside India, like if the amount is higher or so automatically certain alerts would be triggered. Like we are started receiving phone calls and other stuff actually. So in a way, like it is both a combination of institutions and the individuals to work together to resolve such issues actually. Like it is a collective partnership only that it can create across. So when it comes to the branding actually, as such, to your question actually, like when it comes to branding actually, so nevertheless, like we can't stop the technology as well, like any technology as well, like it needs to be imbibed as such, but we have to mitigate those risks actually. So like there are two ways of doing it. One is like proactive mechanism and this reactive mechanism. A reactive mechanism is something like it is like some way like we will like do some sort of a firefighting thing actually, saying that one like it is getting reversed also. That is one way of doing it actually. So the proactive mechanism is like to identify across, like whether like whenever a transaction happens or whenever such a event happens, like can we have like some sort of an check and then like do it actually. Like if I see across like some sort of 1 lakh transaction or something happens like in like in some sort of an anonymous mode, like we'll do have some sort of a make a checker kind of a stuff. We'll have a check with the customer and then like we'll proceed across rather than like doing it automatically. That is one way of doing it actually. So it's kind of an collective partnership that needs to bring across like how the different institutions come together and set a framework among themselves, saying that these are the steps that will be done across to ensure that one like whenever like it's rather than the reactive mechanism, it will be a proactive mechanism of doing it actually.
Okay. Now my next question to Mr. Madhul is also sort of like an open-ended question. I would like to get all three of your perspectives on that. How big of a role does customer awareness play in preventing frauds like this?
Yeah, so as I said earlier, so the customer is the key person here. Like they are the owners of the data, right? Like there is something called as DPD, Data Privacy Act, that has been enacted by India. So there is an implementation framework as well sooner or later. So like they are the data owners as such. So data is a new oil right now, right? So it's a kind of a new money actually as such. So they have to make sure that whatever like that is getting shared across, it's like whenever like it passes from their thing actually, like from their individual mobiles or from their heads to any other thing as such, it needs to be like some sort of a light touch governance model like is implemented across in each and everyone's mind, and like some sort of governance model it's there actually as such. Say for example, like for 10 years back, like there was something called as mobile device management, like each and every organization used to follow across. So whenever we say mobile device management, like the institution will be aware of what are the transactions that is happening across from an employee device. Okay, so that can't be put across like in a personal devices as such, right? Like we have a freedom of doing it whatever we want to do. Like so, having said so, we have that liberty. So when we have that liberty, we have to make sure that like what crosses our perimeter as well. So we have to be aware of what's happening actually. So whether like it could be an SMS or anything of that sort, do cross verify whether it's a trusted source or not. Because at the end of the day, like it's your hard-earned money. Because like moment I take a photograph right now, that photograph is getting posted in cloud actually, right? So it is not like in my device actually, like it is there in some other device as well, right? We have to make sure that like if I take a photograph of a transaction that happened actually, or if I take a blank check and if I take a photograph of it, so we also have to make sure that like it is there in like some other cloud as well. Like it doesn't mean that it's there in my device actually. So we have to be aware of what we are doing. If at all like there is some sort of a controls, like we have to put it across in our devices to make sure that such transactions are avoided actually. Proactiveness is better than reactiveness. We have to make sure that and also like what we also do is, at least from a policy standpoint, from a Tamil Nadu government standpoint, as Sir mentioned earlier, like how they do it for banks, we provide some sort of a department awareness programs as well. We have done across like 330 institutional awareness programs like in the past 3 years or so with the different government officials, so that they will be also aware of, because they are the data fiduciaries as such. They process the individual's data as such, because like we not only own our own government data, we end of the day, like, we own the citizens' data as well. We make sure that such awareness is there in our government employees as well. That is also happening across, like, from our side as such.
Okay, thank
So,
you, sir.
well said, Lakshmi sir. So, as far as customer is concerned, now various awareness, as sir said, to every bank and every government organizations are given importance. But at the same time, whatever we are emanating, customers also has to follow. Now we are, suppose earlier used to send some link through SMS. Now SMS government also stopped by way of whitelisting template, that whatever headers now whitelisted, now it is almost stopped. Then misuse of. Now it is latest is APK files are sending through WhatsApp. Unknowingly people are downloading and they are getting installed, and their screen sharing app automatically getting installed. Their mobile totally scanned by them, and including the OTP they are taking and doing the fraudulent transactions. So I request everyone not to download any app through WhatsApp. You have to, whatever, either Android phone or Apple phone, that Android phone means you have to Play Store only, you have to download app. Otherwise, you will be equally risk. That is the awareness customers should have. This is the major things now happening. Moreover, they are capturing all the personal data of the members they are collecting. Now we don't know, now DPDP Act coming. As far as the DPDP Act, that every regulated entity has to safeguard the customer interest. But at the same time, processors are doing through APK, they are collecting customer data from India. Once that rule become live, all claim will start happening that with the so bank data. Definitely bank, they may not be disclosed anything, because already secured by design method, various encryption technologies are there. No one can misuse from bank side. But as an individual compromising in selling point or whatever outside market, people are sharing their personal data, that they have to avoid, including that social media disclose whatever our date of birth, our relative information or our personal information, we have to limit in social media. It will safeguard in the long run.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Radhakrishnan. Mr. Madhul, I would like to get your perspective also on this.
So customers are attacked mainly from SMS, through email, through browsing, through social media. So whenever they are accessing these sites, they have to be careful about what information they are sharing, whether they're unknown sites. It should be, they should be aware. I previously said, like, it should come from the root level. They should be aware of what they are doing.
Yes, awareness is key in this. That is what I could gather from.
Secured systems in place for preventing it. Finally, it's the customer who will be hit at the end.
Yeah, all your perspectives, what I could gather is awareness is key for the customer. Okay, Mr. Radhakrishnan, being part of a bank, I would like to ask you what a question that goes into your bank. What boardroom decisions and what investments is the Indian Overseas Bank or any bank, as a matter of fact, which you might be aware of, is making into this, into make their cyber space more secure?
Now, every bank investing in technologies, in huge investment, but the board never told, never will stop the initiatives. Always they will support you only. And at the same time, not only from the budget angle, other than that, performance angle, where capacity monitoring, other things also on month basis, we have to submit report to them. It will come for the discussion in terms of key performance indicators, KPI we say, and KRA, key risk indicators. What are the risk exposure currently bank undergoing? What are the level of risk we are already accepted, and how we are risk we are monitoring? Whether we are capturing the risk, anything, any product we are making live, we have to see that necessary controls, everything available in the product. That is the responsibility of the bank. So every bank is having many security practices. But now complaints part that RBI also doing various audit in the year, including depository services, SEBI doing. In addition to that, bank as if our own, we are doing some third party assessment. Our whatever risk assessment level every year, for every application we will do our own calculation in terms. All the reports will be discussed in the boardroom, and they will be monitoring on an ongoing basis, and whatever regulatory observation also it will we have to discuss in the boardroom. Various guidance they will give for going forward, that also we have to forward follow, and whatever action taken from our side we have to report to the board. So every year that some yearly plan for the strategy board will be there. For first itself, we have to tell that this year what is the plan of action we are going to do, how we are going to ensure that cyber security posture of the bank, what is the present level of the bank, and whether ongoing basis what are the risk we are not addressed. So it should be monitored by the board on ongoing basis.
Okay, Sree, could you give me what message would you have to give customers in order who have taken a hit with respect to their confidence? Like, especially as till we talk right now, all we have discussed is that how insecure is this cyberspace, which we think everything is actually safe, but it's not at all secure. What would you like to tell our audience or the customers who have taken a hit? How would you like to give a message to them?
So we have to definitely leverage the digital infrastructure that has been provided by different entities as such. There is no second thoughts about it. But only thing is that we have to make sure is whenever such an incident happens across, we have to, there are certain nodal agencies or entities who are ready to support us as well. So it's not like we have been put in isolations. They are ready to support as well. We have to reach out to them, NPCA or whoever it is there. We have to reach out to them. We have to report it to them. And then as a moment that such issues happen, it's not only reaching out to the nodal agencies, we have to also make sure that to avoid such issues in future, what are the precautionary measures that can be done from our end. Also we have to make sure that as such, in terms of privacy concerns, as I mentioned, make sure that the privacy concerns of what is set in your mobile devices as such. Never share your password as such. Okay, enable multi-factor authentication. Those sort of things you put it across actually. So those are the things that we are do. But in at least in India, we have different entities to support across. We have to make sure that we never end up in panic. There are some supporting organizations as well.
So that's what, as long as you do from your end, you're absolutely, what the customer does, everything that's required to be done, is absolutely secure. There's absolutely nothing to be too scared of. There's something to be scared of, but
you're right. Something, if you go beyond above, as said, Sir mentioned, right? Don't download something from untrusted sources, as simple as it were. Moment you trust across some sort of untrusted sources, then only the problem comes across. If you directly download it from Play Store, it becomes a trusted store actually. If you go above beyond that one, something if you try outside the perimeter of your security, then only all the problem ends up actually.
Mr. Madhul, could you tell me, in the coming years, in the future, in the distant future, what technologies do you see actually capable of redefining cybersecurity? Do you see any major technologies like that?
Quantum computing is one.
Okay. Could you please explain a little more?
See, the current encryption, whatever, everywhere we use encryption. But this, according to our current any kind of supercomputer that we have, it is hard to break in near future. But once this post-quantum computing evolves and it is easily available to all the public, it is very easy to, the encryption which cannot be break can be break within a few seconds. So that kind of, that quantum bits, right, it can easily break the systems. So any systems can be compromised with this future. We don't know what will be, what they can do with that. So before it comes to public, even the hackers who are ready to break the systems or will make use of the systems more effectively than what the technology is evolving. So we have different policy, but that will be outdated. So we have to again revamp the policy which we are doing even for cybersecurity policies. So it has to incorporate those changes as well in future, because currently we don't have any such future technologies in place to integrate. This is just to preventive mechanism. So when future technologies evolve like this, the policies has to evolve, and even the hacking space for them will be very huge. It will be easier to.
Yes, hopefully these technologies will be used, and that's what I think. The best way to fight cybersecurity is to use better technology, more efficient technology than these scamsters who try to scam you.
So now government also National Quantum Mission they formed. They allotted some huge funds, and already research are going on, and they are supporting some of the startups. It will come maybe another 5 years. It will take for coming that quantum related things. But before that, whatever AI based attacks nowadays, that for that many cyber security tools are came now. Whatever now earlier we used to tell only antivirus. Now that concept is over. Now it went to EDR, XDR like that. It will anomaly also it will detect. Earlier only whatever already signature based attack only it will detect antivirus. Now behavior based attack also it will detect. That all coming AI features. That is happening now. Every bank is invested on it, and including user behavior entity analysis on tool is there, UEBA. That latest technologies, and other than that SOAR, and other than latest now on cloud based technology XDR came up. It is all replica of earlier what we used for antivirus. So that every bank is invested, and now it is proactively it will respond automatically to the threat. Current threats.
Okay, sir. Since I have you there, my next question was going to be on AI, and this was also an open-ended because AI is the next big thing. The scamsters have already, from what I've read is that scamsters have already started using AI in multiple phishing attacks, and so I would like to get your opinion on what AI could do in the cyberspace. On both angles, I would like you to talk about frauds that can be committed with AI and how we can actually combat these frauds using AI. I would like to know all your three perspectives.
Frauds are happening from the attacker's side. They are easily able to clone these sites. If you have a banking site, you can create a replica of that very immediately using the AI tools. It's not, the development effort is not taking so prolonged period like before. They easily create the replica. They will use it for a period of time, and then they will go to the next one. So that is the fraud from that hacker's perspective. And from the industry perspective, or from the departments and all, we have to ensure that the systems are secure. We have to invest in cybersecurity. Policies should be strengthened, like password rotation policy, multi-factor authentication, and it has to be strictly followed. And don't enable root permission on any of the system. It has to be proper security. Use the VPN for proper secure connection. So these are certain enforcements we have to do. It might be in place, but we have to enforce that. It has to be periodically done. And even the security audits which are happening, it's for a period of time, but it has to be done repeatedly. It's not that, okay, once you are done, okay, the site is purely secure. Nothing is secured. It can be hacked.
What about developments that we can use in the banking sector with help of AI? What all could we use AI for in our fight against cybercrime?
Nowadays, that fraud detection is very much use of AI use case. Whatever we used to call EFRM model, fraud risk management, electronic fraud risk management. Now most of the transactions are happening through alternative delivery channels like UPI, mobile banking, everything anywhere people are accessing. So whatever this AI based tools now they can track. Suppose one person is doing transaction now in Chennai, so he belongs to Tamil Nadu state. Within a second, someone using the same ID in Calcutta, AI-based tactics will capture and it will block the transactions.
Okay.
That all things, then unusual transaction pattern also it will study. it will block immediately. Then in addition to that, some transaction limit we set, that also it will capture under AI. I wanted to do transaction maximum of 30,000. More than somebody attending immediately, it will get blocked. So many that AI use case as per our requirement, and whatever current level of frauds we can study immediately, we can make one use case for that also. Like earlier, fingerprint cloning also happened 2 years before. Many business correspondents are used that silicon fingerprint and made some frauds. Nowadays, that is not happening because everyone knows. Now by default that biometric business correspondent transactions are blocked. Whenever anyone wants, they have to activate that fingerprint biometric. Otherwise, by default, it is blocked. Whoever wants, they can enable the transaction. In addition to that, so many misuses are happening in Aadhaar card, other things. Now we can block Aadhaar card through our Aadhaar app itself. Whenever we wanted to use, we can go to app and make enabled. That way, then in addition to that, QR code also we have to be very careful. Nowadays, many fraudsters also generating the QR code.
So, using AI?
Yes. Because now other, suppose one person sending through wrong QR code through mail, technology is not that to scan it whether it is genuine one or fraudulent one. So only customers should aware, and genuine transaction they have to act upon. That is customer has to take care. Other than that, banks are taken care of various fraud detection technology under AI for fraud detection. Channel wise, that rules are there that we cannot inbuilt, we cannot speak. But every bank has taken many initiative for unusual transaction pattern, and they have their own history of studying the fraudulent transaction in the past, and they made it their own rules to block in the future. But it is already done. It is now most of the earlier crimes are getting stopped. Now all coming under investment scam, which coming with big higher amount. They are exploiting human trust. Since they are simply telling that I am the police personnel calling, I am the government officials are calling, and enforcement directorate, IT, people are panic. That should not be panic. No digital system in India that everyone should aware. Everyone be aware.
Okay, Sree, can you give your opinion on what AI means in the cyberspace, or both perspectives?
So both of them clearly narrated across what are the tools that are available in the market from an institutional perspective and a personal perspective. I'll just go a little bit under the hood actually. We also have to understand what is the what's the thing about AI actually. It automatically learns something from what is already available actually. Having said so, it also means that the next risk could be if your personal data goes to AI as such. Probably if I have your Aadhaar card information over in my AI models as such, it will automatically learn that this particular person corresponds to this particular Aadhaar number, as simple as that one. So tomorrow if I type in that particular name, I would be knowing what is the Aadhaar number that would be to some other person. May not be the case right now. It might happen in the future actually. So we also have to understand what level of information is getting fed to the AI models as such one, because we shouldn't be too fancy about excited about the AI as such. We should be genuinely thinking across what we are sharing with the AI as such as well. So AI, as Sir mentioned, it's from kind of an institutional framework we have to leverage for the good cause actually. Maybe it could be of XDR or NDR, or it's more of an intelligent mechanism to identify across what sort of prevention mechanism that I can do across to my end customers actually. From an individual perspective, we have to use AI only as a supporting tool rather not as a feeding tool actually. Moment you feed across your information, that becomes a source of truth of you to the external world actually. You are also sharing your information to others actually. That is something there are some sort of a settings that has been put across various AI models as such. The informations are not being shared across, but whenever there is something called as masking the information as well. That's what they generally do, at least in any of the. When I say masking, you don't need to share across your other information. You can just put it as XXX, YYY, something like that you can put across. and then you can send it to AI models as such. Rather than sharing across your entire information, your date of birth, everything, like rather than putting across as simple as that one. I shouldn't be putting across my entire resume into my some sort of an engines, actually chat engines as such, because that information is getting captured actually as such. That we have to be aware actually from an individual perspective.
Okay, gentlemen, thank you. Thank you so much for being part of this program. I believe the valuable expertise that you have shared will help our audience in being aware. As we said during the interview, being aware is the most key thing for a customer. I believe that this expertise will help us, help the audience in their fight against cybercrime. Thank you. The NewIndianExpress.com and Dinamani.com joins hands with IOB to present CyberShield 360. Associate partner TNSC Bank, knowledge partner SA College Arts and Science, and media partner the New Indian Express Group.